Howdy folks, you're on the C8 on Speed 252 show. Scroll over to the right, click that subscribe button, and join this awesome community. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of C8 on Speed 252. And right now we are sitting inside of the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. Now right now I'm in Z mode. I'm going to put this thing back in tour mode because I don't want the exhaust to overpower the sound of the microphone, because I got an awesome new microphone. And if you guys can hear me clearly, like I said before, leave your comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up. I want to make sure you guys can hear me really good, really crisp, really clean. So as you can see by the title, today's video is about the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette Convertible, because we haven't really talked about about that car since it has been released, and there are now some out there in the wild. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to all the followers who have subscribed to the YouTube channel, has supported my YouTube channel, has watched my ads, and just enjoy watching my video, my content. I really appreciate you guys so very much, and I'm really grateful and really thankful for each and every one of you. Right now we're actually headed to the post office box to deliver some merch. Shout out to Jerry, and shout out to Mr. David for supporting the channel, and so is Joey. And Joey, I appreciate you guys so much. If you want to support the channel, please go to www.c8onspeed252.com. There's a sale going on my website right now. Go ahead and purchase one of those awesome key tags, one of those awesome layers. You know, here's what the key tags looks like right here, which is pretty cool, really durable. I really love these. This is my favorite item to buy. This is a really most popular selling item right now on my website. And you have the awesome layers as well, which are pretty great. These bad boys on sale. Definitely go ahead and check that out. So today's video, like I said before, is about the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette Convertible. And what's interesting about that car, as you guys know, I consider this car being a convertible as well, but I get to take the top off and put it in the back. I can still also see my engine that's in the back as well. Regarding the convertible, actual convertible that costs you an extra $7,500, you guys know that you can no longer see the motor with that vehicle. So for everybody that's new to the channel who don't know too much about the 2020 Corvettes, you know, when you buy a coupe, you can actually still see the engine in the back with the top on. When you buy a convertible, you no longer can see the engine anymore. The engine is completely gone. Even if the top is back or on, you still cannot see the engine area on the 2020 C8 Corvette Convertible. And a lot of people ask me, you know, I truly do enjoy feeling, you know, one with the earth, you know, with the wind. I enjoy taking my top off. I would take it off right now, but it's like 65 degrees outside. For me, that's too cold. And I want to be able to, you know, communicate with you guys so you guys can understand the things that I'm saying with the video. And I'm sure that might work great with the top off, but it's all good. We're going to leave the top on for the day. I enjoy really driving my C8 Corvette with the top off. I also enjoy being able to show off the motor to a lot of kids who enjoy watching, you know, my C8 Corvette content and enjoy looking at the car, because the motor to me is a very focal point of this car. Think about it, you know, Chevrolet has always been building front engine Corvettes for a while. Never once did I ever think that it was going to ever make a mid-engine sports car. You know, my dream car, as you guys know, is a Lamborghini. I always wanted to own one of those bad boys. So you guys know that's a mid-engine sports car as well. And Chevrolet has now tapped into the mid-engine sports car world. And so I always wanted to have a vehicle where I can actually see my motor. Now, granted, with my front engine Corvette, I can't see the motor because it's covered. But with this car, I can walk back to the back and see how dirty sometimes my mid-engine may be. It sucks because every time I watch this car, water gets back there and I always have to dry it out, which never really happened in the front engine Corvette. But anyways, that's besides the point. You know, I really do appreciate showing off the motor to the kids, because it's something that they're not used to seeing, because Lamborghinis is really rare. It's a rare car. And with Chevrolet making as many 2020 Corvettes that there is, you know, now kids get an opportunity to see the motor that's in the back. But if someone buys a convertible 2020 C8 Corvette, which is on the screen right now, you're not able to see the motor in that vehicle. And one thing I want to talk about in this video that stands out is the Corvette convertible engine. I came across some photos from Jeremy Wellborn and Corvette Blogger, and these are some photos that I can show to you guys that will come across on the screen of what the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette motor looks like when everything is off. And it's weird because it looks somewhat similar to this car, but it actually looks somewhat different from this car. You know, this car obviously has an engine cover that's covering up the motor, which, you know, kind of make it looks kind of clean, kind of like a sleek looking Ferrari, Lamborghini type ish car. when you uncover the 2020 Corvette C8 Convertible, you actually just see like it looks just blah. And there's nothing against the Corvette Convertible. I mean, it just doesn't have a engine cover because it's a convertible and it's going to be covered anyways. Now, it's one of those things where I love the engine covers on my 2020 Corvette C8 Coupe. I'm actually going to show you guys later on in another video some things interesting about this cover, and I may bring something different. So anyways, with the 2020 Corvette convertible, as you guys know, you can't see the engine. So I want to display some of the photos that I've came across in this video so you guys can take a look at what the engine looks like. Now here's a question for you guys. Some people love the convertible, some people love the coupe. I consider this being a convertible because I can take the top off. Some people consider this being a flat out coupe. That's completely fine. Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer to have the Corvette convertible or the Corvette coupe? Now remind you, it does cost an extra $2,500. So if money isn't a thing, then obviously you get whatever that works best for you. But if you take a look at the pictures with the 2020 C8 Corvette convertible, it's a pretty cool looking thing to see actually, because I never actually saw a convertible motor being displayed like this. I mean, literally, it looks completely different from the Corvette coupe from a certain standpoint, from a certain angle. And Chevrolet did a fabulous job building the car. If you truly ask me, this is my personal opinion. I think I like the engine bay area on the coupe better than the convertible, but I actually like the convertible better than the coupe. Because when you look at the coupe, like, you can take the top off and you still have this glass back here that doesn't go away. When you actually are driving the convertible, you can take the whole top down, you know, driving less than 35 miles per hour, and you can also make the window go down in the back right here, which caused all that wind noise to go away. The convertible has a lot to offer as far as looks goes. I think the convertible looks a little bit more exotic in my opinion. I think the C8 Corvette looks exotic, period. Don't get me wrong, hands down, I think the 2020 C8 Corvette looks exotic. I think Chevrolet did a fabulous job designing this vehicle, and I say that because when I'm driving around and people coming to me and say, oh, is that a Lamborghini? I get a Ferrari a lot. Those cars are considered exotic cars, right? Like, you don't see Ferraris that often. You don't see Lamborghinis that often. Now, granted, Chevrolet has produced more of these cars, so you will start to see more of these cars on the road, which is fine. At some point, people will still continue to ask those questions, whether or not it's a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, due to the fact of the matter is, it looks like an exotic supercar. It drives like an exotic supercar. A few times I got, you know, if this is a McLaren, which is fine because McLarens are also exotic supercars and they're rare as well. Now, out of the three vehicles, between a Lamborghini, Ferrari, and a McLaren, I will most likely take the Lamborghini. And I'm not saying because of my dream cars, because Ferraris really don't do anything for me. I'm not a big fan of Ferraris. They're okay, they're cool cars, but I truly, genuinely love the Lamborghini. And I feel like the McLarens started off great. I feel like it come with a lot of bang for the buck, but I also heard now they come with a lot of issues. So at this point, I'd rather get a Lamborghini over a McLaren or a Ferrari any day. But looking at these photos of the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette convertible, it's pretty interesting to see. It looks like it's bare bone naked with nothing back there. The engine cover, I just feel like, I mean, granted, it's not going to be often where somebody takes off the back of their convertible and they want to show display, you know, the engine to someone in the back. It's just not going to really happen. But I really am grateful to actually see these photos to see exactly what it looks like under the convertible engine, because you just can't see it on a normal basis. You literally see like maybe a vent in the back, and that's not going to show you enough to actually show you what the motor looks like back there. So it's pretty interesting to see an actual 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette convertible with the engine bay available for us to see with these pictures. And I'm gonna go in the post office really quickly and drop these packages off, and I will get back in the car and continue to discuss the 2020 Corvette convertible. All right, so let's go through a few of these photos and see what you guys think about the new 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette convertible with the engine off. What you're looking at right now that's currently on the screen, that photo is actually the cover. That cover is actually covering up the motor, so you can't really see any of that stuff. So if you was to take off like your 2020 C8 Corvette convertible lid and all that stuff off, that's exactly what you would see. You will not immediately see the engine area, which is completely fine. Chevrolet did that so it looks somewhat presentable when you are trying to maybe, you know, show off something regarding your car, whatever the case may be. You look at the next photo on the screen, that is still the same cover, except now that cover is covering up the that covers came off, so it's not covering the motor anymore. So now you actually get to see exactly what the motor looks like and see how big the cover is compared to it being on the 2020 C8 Corvette convertible, not being on the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette coupe. So it's interesting how those two pieces can really make or break a vehicle, right? Like that whole entire black shield that we just saw in the last photo was covering up the motor, but once you take it off, now you see everything that's displayed, and it just look like a bunch of stuff that's underneath. Now you take a look at the next picture, that is completely what you see underneath that cover, which is the engine area. Now, like I said before, with the Corvette coupe, there is an engine cover that's completely covering up the motor, so that way it looks like it's presentable. It looks like a pretty cool, unique feature. But with the Corvette convertible, you don't get that because you don't get a chance to show off your motor anyways unless you break it down. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people is not going to Cars and Coffees to just break down the back of their motor to show them what it looks like, because it doesn't make any sense to do that, even though it does look a little bit different than the Corvette coupe. So I want to get this information out there. I want to get those pictures to you guys to see what you guys thoughts. Tell me what you guys' opinion. Do you think the Corvette coupe looks better than the Corvette convertible, or do you think the convertible looks better than the Corvette coupe? Would you rather have your engine showing or your engine not showing? If you hadn't had the opportunity to subscribe to this channel yet, please do. I would love to have you part of the community. Told you guys yet because I haven't. Pretty much 95% sure I'm going to pursue this, but I've been talking about it with my friends, you know, Mike, you know, at Bring a Speed, you know, family members and my adopted family and things like that. And I'm actually considering pursuing an acting career. You know, been a lot of people that's behind me. No one told me that, you know, don't pursue that career. A lot of people say, you know, I think you're great. I think you should pursue that career. And the backstory behind it is, like, you guys know, like, Kobe Bryant was my role model, like somebody that I looked up to as a kid, as an adult, because I enjoyed playing basketball. I wanted to be an NBA player. And on the side note, I also wanted to be an actor. I always felt like I was destined to do more and be more. And I really wanted to become an actor so people can understand, like, you know, what's going on. I want to become, like, Chadwick Boseman was, like, really one of my best role models. Like, I enjoyed watching his movies. I think he was great. He was an awesome guy, had a great personality. You never heard anything bad about him, and to lose two of my role models in the same year was a big hit for me. It's one of those things where you guys know I haven't been posting this consistently because I've been thinking and processing through all that stuff. And you know, this is 2020. A lot of things has happened in 2020, and I really want to pursue trying to be an actor because I want to be able to create memories. I want to be able to, you know, share my experience. I want to be able to help inspire other people. And I love YouTube. I love YouTube a lot. I feel like I've inspired so many of you guys, and you guys have inspired me with the conversation we have had at events, emails, text messages, and phone calls. And I want to do this on a bigger scale. So granted, you know, becoming an actor is a lot of work. It's not just, oh, I want to be an actor, and obviously you're just an actor overnight. It's going to take auditioning. It's going to take practice. It's going to take, you know, maybe going back to school for summer. It's going to take a lot of things. And I want to throw it out there because to me, I feel like you guys are my family. You guys, you know, usually support me in my decisions and things that I do. And I'm really considering becoming or trying to become an actor. I would like to be in, you know, TV shows and movies and be a role model to the people, everyone, you know, because I love people. I love kids. I love humans, and I enjoy making people happy and smiling. And I just want to be that person. So I feel like I was destined to do more, and I hope I can, you know, create this path, this journey, and become somebody that, you know, I always wanted to be, which was somebody that can inspire others to do what they want to do and be who they want to be. And that's what Kobe and Chadwick Boseman did for me. And to lose both of those guys in the same year kind of, you know, hit me kind of hard. So with that being said, you guys, thank you again for your support of the channel. I really appreciate you so very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Got some more C8 content coming your way.
Is your seatbelt fastened? All right. Let's go.